right. Hello and welcome back. Big Wheel of Time news. I'm really excited about this, but before we get into it, this is your spoiler warning. I will be talking about a lot of book spoilers that go throughout the entire series, so you have been warned. Also, I have kind of a small channel. I'm hoping for it to grow a little bit before season 3. So if you enjoy this video or would like to boost this video, make sure you like it. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, you should do so because I will be covering much more Wheel of Time along with other series as, Wheel of Time season ends. But as it's getting started, I will definitely be talking a lot more about it. So let's get into it. All right. So the royal family of Andor has been announced, and the Wheel of Time posted that just a little bit ago. Actually, we have from the top left, Olivia Williams, who will be playing Morgase Trakand. From the top right, we have Luke Fetherston, who will be playing Lord Gawyn. Bottom left is Callum Kerr, who will be playing Lord Galad. And bottom right is Nuno Lopes, who will be playing Lord Gabriel. And this is interesting. This is really interesting because Lord Gabriel, from the books, he's not technically a family member in the royal family, but maybe the show has changed some things. I could definitely see that playing out. But let's go ahead and talk about our characters here and their actors. So first off, Olivia Williams. I've been watching her in Dune Prophecy for the past couple weeks, and she's incredible as Tula. She's strong, she's commanding. Definitely can see her as Morgase. The big question, I think, for her character is it going to be more of a cameo role where we only get a couple scenes with her and then it's kind of like a one and done, her storyline is over? Or is she going to be an actress that they continue to keep on board through the entirety of the story, depending on how many seasons we get greenlit? Still waiting for season 4, crossing my fingers. But as we saw in the teaser trailer, Elaine puts on the crown. So this could mean two things. One, it's a bait and switch by the show, hoping to kind of fake out book readers into thinking that Morgase dies. It could obviously be Elaine putting on the crown because it's a part of her accepted test. Personally, I don't think we're going to see her accepted test. I don't think there's enough time, really. There's also the possibility that this is something happening in Teleronriod. The other option is my least favorite option, but it's also probable that Morgase is killed instead of runs away. And I only say this because of the pacing that we've seen so far with this series. It might be something that the show explores with kind of keeping it at that fast clip and kind of going with the major storylines instead of what Robert Jordan kind of did with his gardening, where we've got all of these different characters who have a lot of time in the books, but the stories kind of go on for a long time, even though they're not the central focus. So more of these like peripheral characters. And Morgase is one of those. I think it's personally a toss-up. I think we could see her die this season or we don't. Obviously, I know what I don't want to see, but I do think it's a possibility that we should prepare ourselves for just in case. Now, the next character that I want to talk about is Gawyn. He looks genuinely like a really nice guy. And I was thinking to myself, he kind of has that like square jaw, like the bachelor guy next door look, where I could see them casting him as in a way that kind of rehabilitates the character of Gawyn in the eyes of many book readers. And I only say that because Gawyn is not a favorite character for many book readers. And I feel like with the show, they've been able to bring in characters that weren't universally loved, like someone like Leandrin. You put her in, Kate Fleetwood just nails it, and then she kind of becomes this bigger character, this more interesting character, someone that you love to see. So I'm very excited to see how they portray our dear Gawyn. I don't love Gawyn, but I think I do feel some sympathy for the character. So he makes some really bad decisions, aligns himself on the wrong side, and genuinely becomes kind of this antagonist when it comes to Rand al'Thor. So I'm really curious about Galad in terms of how they will streamline his character and kind of fast track him. I think one possibility could be that we see him becoming a White Cloak very soon, very early in this season. Maybe he shows up at the White Tower and leaves almost immediately. We'll have to see about him. I'm just curious on what the story will be on why the brothers have made it to the White Tower, because in the books, they come with Elaine. It's a package deal. They want to become warders. She's there to train. They all arrive together. So the show, it's going to be a little bit different, and I'm excited to see what the reasoning will be why they came later. But also, I'm just really excited to see these characters. I love the family Trakand storyline. I do enjoy Morgase a lot, and I think I even like Gawyn a little bit more than most people. I actually really love Galad too in terms of what his story means for the White Cloak. So interesting characters, interesting actors who will be playing them. I'm excited to see how it all goes down. So let's talk about Nuno Lopes, because this is like the big question mark, right? If he's playing Lord Gabriel, then we can almost automatically assume that Ravine is going to be a part of this story. On one hand, that means Morgase is definitely going to have some interesting storylines, but also he's being introduced here as part of the royal family of Andor. So there is that possibility that they could be married in this show, which is kind of an interesting take. I think that would make it even more tragic, right? He shows up, they get married, we find out he's one of the Forsaken. And actually, I was talking about this on my most recent episode of our season 2 rewatch on episode 5. I asked Laura, what would you like to see as a cold open for season 3? And she said, I want to see a Forsaken that nobody knows is a Forsaken. I want to see a character brought in that's kind of mysterious, who we don't know who they are, and it's later revealed that they're Forsaken, kind of in the similar vein that we saw with Selene. And I think that could be a really, really fun cold open. So like visually, I could picture it being, in a throne room in the royal palace in Camelin. You have Morgase talking to, maybe Linny's there, maybe Elida, maybe the brothers are there, and Lord Gabriel is there. And I think that could definitely insert some tension if you go like from that scene into him. I don't know, like think like Lord Gabriel walking into another room, and then like something is said to where like you kind of have a question mark hanging over his head, like, can we trust this guy? And then it cuts into something like our Black Aja assault on Valon. I would really enjoy something like that. But I think the next big thing to think about with Lord Gabriel is, does this mean we have Lord Gabriel as Ravine playing Ravine, or is it a possibility that this will be a combination of Ravine and another one of the Forsaken? I did see this theory online, and this was by Eerie. I will definitely link her social media accounts in the description, but she posted, I think it was last week, something like, do you think that it's possible that we see a merging of characters with Ravine and Asmodean? And after this announcement, I'm thinking yes, definitely, because when it was rumored that Nuno Lopes was joining the cast, a lot of people had him pegged for Asmodean because he plays a musical instrument and he's just musically talented. That said, I think you could definitely merge Asmodean's storyline with Ravine, because you could have like a very quick, like, okay, he's in Andor, he's using compulsion on Morgase, she flees or dies, and then he, fast tracks it to the waste in the end to finish off Rand's storyline. I think that could work really well. I know it's a little too early to kind of have any concrete guesses, but I think that could be fun. Like, I think I'm sold on that theory for now. So, yeah, like altogether, really excited. I want to know if you guys in the comment section have any theories of your own. How excited are you for the royal line of Andor? Maybe they're not your favorite. Maybe I'm on my own here, but yeah, I'm really excited to see how this plays out. It's a good looking group. It's a good looking group, especially when you add in Elida, who they announced last week, who is being played by just the incredibly talented Sheree Agdashlu. So yeah, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, please. The algorithm is already pushing me towards you. So go ahead and stick around. I'm going to be covering much more Wheel of Time stuff. And after the Wheel of Time season is over, I will be covering other series and probably some other books. So stick around for stuff like that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you back next time.